Okay, guys, so I truly did not want to cover this because honestly, I am just sick of this lady. I was going through a moral dilemma recently, trying to decide if continuing to talk about Ash Trevino was doing more harm than good. Because to be honest, it doesn't seem like she is slowing down anytime soon. And actually, as of now, her behavior has become more reckless than it's ever been. So in this video, I am going to break down what has happened recently, but I'm not going to do a full reaction to the interview just because I get the feeling that a lot of you are feeling the same way I am and just kind of getting the Ash Trevino fatigue, which is pretty much just sick of this bitch. But before we get into it, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Danielle. Please, if you would, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. Okay, so I'm sure you guys all know what has happened recently because the whole internet is talking about it. She has taken her two teenage daughters, she being Ash, has taken her two teenage daughters to the Bop House. Yes, the Bop House. And for those of you who have been living under a rock and don't know what the Bop House is, don't worry, Mama's got you. I will fill you in. So basically, the Bop House is a corn house. It's basically a house where these girls either live in or go to create content for their OF. So the one time Ash decides to finally take her daughters somewhere, it's to a corn house. Not only does she take them to a corn house, but she takes them to create content for a channel that is watched by mostly male viewers and riddled with predators. So this is what you're choosing to do, Ash?
Oh, okay, great. No, that's great. I was just asking, don't mind me.
Now, the girl conducting this interview was either named Camilla, I'm really not sure how you pronounce it, but I thought this was a strange choice for Ash, aside from the fact that she brought her daughters to a corn house, of course. And I think it's funny that Ash keeps calling this a podcast because nowhere on this channel does it indicate that she has a podcast. There is no name for this so-called podcast. This was, in fact, the first video that was posted onto this channel at all in this sort of sit-down podcast format. Most of the videos actually are, well, like this.
You need something to use. The box, get the box. Fun, safe. Like, how do you keep it, like, interesting?
I would just keep it interesting with sex.
She likes dark skins, sorry.
Exactly, I'm not good dentist.
How would you, like, flirt with him and get him to, like, you know?
I'd probably just start sucking his dick.
Show us.
Yeah, so, completely normal and understandable to bring your teenage daughters to film content for a channel like this, right? We're already off to a great start. Now, the part that I'm kind of annoyed with is that people online are praising Camila. They're like,
Oh my god, yes, queen, you clocked Ash. Oh my god, yes.
and while, yes, it is nice to see someone ask Ash the tough questions and press her, I really don't think Camila is one to talk and ask Ash about exploiting her kids because she too is not only actively exploiting Ash's daughters in the podcast, but she has also exploited her own little brother. I mean, this girl, she's a weird ass bitch, guys, because she has posted several videos on her channel and TikTok where she is talking to her little brother about her OF account and being extremely inappropriate and just asking her brother things that she should not be asking a teenage kid.
Hey, Mr. Knickerbocker, boppity bop. I like it the way that you boppity bop. Boppity bop, 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 boppity bop.
I just want to know, why did she think it would be a good idea to have her cookie out there flying all over the place while she's talking to her little brother?
Camilla, why do you sit like that? That's really weird.
It's comfortable. Don't make it weird. It's not that big of a deal.
Oh, wow.
It's comfortable.
At least you're like a normal person. Actually, you can't even do that because you're not even normal.
My goal is not to be normal. So it's just comfortable.
You already know that.
Okay, whatever. Well, I'm saying my goal is not to be normal, and it's comfortable. Don't make it weird, and it's not that big of a fucking deal. I don't care what the internet says. Don't make it weird. Because the fact that you're thinking about that is weird.
Real defensive, aren't you?
Or guys, if that wasn't weird enough, how about this one?
Alright, I get this question way too much, even in school, basically everywhere I go, if I ever get recognized. What do they mean if it's pink?
Dude, I told you.
Don't hit me with the car.
Bro.
And guys, it's not like this was just one bad choice or one mistake to film this one video with her little brother. No, she has many videos on her YouTube or TikTok of her asking her little brother very inappropriate questions, just things that, you know, you should not be talking about with a teenage kid. It's really sick. And it's actually become kind of like a series for her. There's just video after video after video of her with her little brother. It's crazy.
You know, it's crazy that you're hating on me because I literally probably have 10 times the OF subscribers than you do.
I don't use my little brother for clout, for only. That's like really weird.
My brother is not on OnlyFans.
Yes, but you use him to promote it.
Oh, okay, maybe you pop out a brother or sister and just use them to make money.
I have a sister and
Well, ship her here.
I can't. That's honestly just don't like the way you treat the people.
I don't give a okay, I don't give a how you think I treat people.
No, well, I'm just telling you how I feel because it seems like you treat them like
Okay, well that's your opinion. It's not a fact, it's an opinion.
No, I know, I've seen, and it's
What do you think what do you think about, like, spitting?
Did you just fucking spit on me?
I actually didn't even mean to spit at you. That was terrible timing. I'm sorry, I can't laugh when I look at you. Sorry, one second.
Are we all gonna ignore how Camilla uses her little underage brother to push her OF? I feel like we don't give this enough attention. Only few people have talked about this. But she really uses her little brother to push her OF on Instagram and everywhere else. I feel bad for her little brother. Yeah, he may be getting hella money, but he's gonna get made fun of the rest of his life. Hey, but I guess since she's hot, we're just not gonna give it any attention, right?
Okay, so as usual, guys, I have some edits here. But that last creator was spot on. Camila's little brother is definitely experiencing some bullying. In many of the videos she's posted with him, he's openly talking about the bullying he's experiencing, and actually, he's even cried on camera about it. And a lot of people try to brush this off and say that he's just acting or he's playing into it. And sure, that might be partly true, but let's be real, when somebody brings something like this up that often, there's usually some truth to it. Behind every joke lies a bit of reality. So even if he is exaggerating for the camera, it's hard to ignore that he might be facing some bullying due to his sister's actions. And I just want to clarify, when I say his sister's actions, that has less to do with her doing OF, though I do believe that could play a role, but it has more to do with her using him to promote her content and using him as such a prominent figure in her videos. And that's honestly heartbreaking, but I think we can all agree that using your underage brother to push your OF is just downright twisted.
When you leave here to go to Miami, you're living out your life. But
Yeah,
then
I'm
you just
living my
forget
life.
you just forget whatever happens in North Carolina and what happens to me at school. Like I get like bullied, but not like bullied, like punched at, but people just say shit and that pisses me off. And like I just wish that stopped because whatever you doing here affects me at North Carolina.
So why do you still come here then?
Because
You don't
it's
have
better
to
than
be-
North Carolina.
That's what I'm saying though, but you don't have to be a part
You don't
of
have to be
this.
filming videos with me.
Bro, I'm not holding you f***ing hostage. You can leave.
Okay, I will then. Alright, give me the fuck out of here. No, I'm done. Give me the fuck out of here.
And if you guys still don't believe me that Camila's little brother might be struggling due to his sister's actions, here's a piece of evidence. Camila and another OF girl were on a podcast discussing with their two little brothers about struggles they've been facing, about their futures, about how their sister's career choice has impacted their lives, about them not being able to get on the varsity team due to their sisters being an OF. And the podcast was actually incredibly eye-opening. happening, exaggerated or not. And aside from the clips I'm showing in this video, there are many more that are even more heartbreaking than this, but it was difficult for me to gather clips because a lot of them have music playing in the background and I couldn't get the ones I wanted because of copyright issues. But anyways, what's even more concerning is Camila's solution of just throwing money at them, because the other OF creator's brother is talking about how he's struggling with the idea that his sister is doing OF, and Camila suggests that she should throw money at him just as she does with her own brother.
Christian, tell him that it's not that bad having a sister that does.
Oh, it's horrible. No, I couldn't even go on a field trip. Like, I got bullied so much I couldn't even go on a field trip. Isn't that insane?
I can straight relate to that. Literally, I couldn't get into the varsity team because of that. Because some of the players told the coach, and it was just like straight, just like, you know.
Camilla, I thought he was supposed to help.
Womp womp. He'll get over it eventually. I don't know. Just pay him like cash. Get him a car. You want a car?
I mean, that's not gonna change anything.
You want me to pay for you to get on the varsity team?
It's still not gonna change anything.
Money isn't everything.
It is to me.
Me too.
Some people actually argue that Camila's brother is in on it and he enjoys the attention and he enjoys that his sister is doing OF because he is also making a career for himself out of it. But let's be real, when you're a teenage kid and you're getting thousands of dollars thrown at you, of course you're gonna go along with it. I mean, he's a kid, he wants to buy things, and it's really easy to just throw hush money at them to make problems disappear, but it just feels very manipulative. I am in no way saying that Camila is doing this, but it feels similar to the way GROOMERS throw money at their victims. Again, I want to make it abundantly clear that I am not calling Camila a grr, and I'm not saying that she is doing that to her brother, but it feels similar to that type of scenario. In the last clip, we saw how her brother said, well, money isn't everything, Camila, and she responds by saying, well, to me it is. And in this next clip, you'll see that she throws $15,000 at her underage little brother right after facing backlash and finally realizing that her viral success was largely due to using her little brother to promote her OF content. And of course, throwing money at him is going to get him excited and perhaps more willing to film content with her. But let's be real, if he's making that much money, he might start tolerating things that he's not necessarily comfortable or okay with, simply because of the financial reward. And he's already expressed that he dislikes school, partly due to the bullying, so this might push him further away from pursuing college or other career paths, leading him to believe that creating content is his best option. Another thing I find really disturbing is her hypocrisy, because the only reason why she went so viral was for using her little brother. And she has the audacity in this podcast to criticize Ash for exploiting her own kids. And while Ash is undeniably a bad mom, she doesn't center her content around her kids the way Camila does with her little brother in many of her videos. And this isn't about comparing who's worse, but if you're gonna call somebody out for exploiting their kids, meanwhile you're doing the same, if not worse, with your own brother, then it's just hypocrisy. And yes, it's nice that she's paying him, but why does it need to be on camera? If she truly wanted to help him, why did she need to film it and post it on social media? He even refers to her money as dirty money. And beyond that, she has a habit of doing things for people only to weaponize it later on. We'll get into that more towards the end of this video, but it begs a question. If you're going to use your kindness against somebody, was it even genuine to begin with?
Christian.
What?
So, I know that you've made me really viral, and the entire internet was on my because I used you to promote my business. So, I've come to terms with it, and I think you deserve this. So, happy early Christmas.
Is this real?
Yeah, it's for you.
It's mine.
It's yours.
It's not one of your sick pranks.
No, that's $15,000 cash.
That's it?
What do you mean that's it? More than you have.
No, that's just
Yeah.
That's not enough. I was expecting 30.
Okay, fine, then I'll take that shit back.
Okay, no, I still want it though.
Yeah.
I'll take it though.
You happy?
Yeah. I'll take that. Yeah, give me a hug.
Aw.
It's the first time you actually paid me.
It's the first time you've given me a hug since I started.
I mean, what can I say? She's fucking weird. Camila, you're fucking weird for that. I'm sorry. Anyways, another reason why I felt kind of weird covering this is because you can see how uncomfortable Ash's daughters were just to be on this podcast at all. Sitting there next to Ash, they were covering their faces, they were hunched over, playing with their hair the whole time. So uncomfortable. And it made, honestly, watching this incredibly uncomfortable to watch. And of course, Camila asks Ash about her sex life. She asks if she hooked up with Santos. And Ash was talking about how her daughters lost friends because of her, but it wasn't her fault. All in front of her daughters. And I mean, yes, while Camila did have the daughters leave the room in the second half of the podcast, they were still there for a huge portion of it, listening to these extremely inappropriate questions, listening to Camila and Ash talk about their mom's sex life. Like, dude, how is this okay? I just don't understand. So like I said, I'm not going to be sharing every part of this interview. If you're interested, you can go watch it yourself. But I will just say that for me, it was extremely heartbreaking to watch. However, at the same time, I will admit that it was extremely satisfying to see her own daughters clock her. Let's take a look at about 20 minutes in.
Do you think that maybe sometimes she can exploit situations to get views?
I'm gonna be real, yeah.
Because that's the game. But that's your kid.
No, not with them.
She just said yes.
I don't do it with them. I mean, I don't really like to talk about them, honestly. When it comes to my lives now, I tell them if y'all have anything to say about the kids, I'm not answering it. If anything, I protect them now. When they come in my room, I cover the camera. When they're around, I don't film them.
But have you done that in the past? Have you taken a situation and used it for views regarding the kids? Would you feel like maybe she has done that ever?
Yeah, but not me, my sister. You've taken her when she was sick and you were begging for money.
When?
You said send the Galaxy to know about my baby girl's health when I was in the hospital.
Oh, that's because, yeah, that was like a while.
That's because, yeah, just.
But you weren't even in the hospital.
Yeah, but no, but I still didn't like
But you
that.
weren't even in the hospital.
But you wanted my information out for a Galaxy.
I was
literally G Money and everyone else, like Angelito, they could send you, they could send you a Galaxy.
Just ignoring her. It's so rude.
What's his name then?
That's not the point.
Oh, double T.
You sold her out for a Galaxy? You sold her out for a Galaxy?
It wasn't like that. It wasn't like
She's
that.
in the hospital talking about something. Give me a Galaxy if you want to know what's wrong with her.
She wasn't in the hospital.
Say sorry. Say sorry right now. She's about to cry. Give her a hug and say sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
That's send a Galaxy to help me pay the medical bills.
No, it wasn't like that.
Do you guys see now why I'm so disgusted with this lady and why I can't stand to cover her anymore? Okay, guys, this comes across as incredibly hypocritical, as I mentioned earlier. Camila gained viral fame largely by exploiting her little brother, so for her to criticize Ash for exploiting her own daughters is completely disingenuous. What's even more disturbing is that Camila continues to involve him in inappropriate content. Not only does she post about him while openly discussing her OF and her cookie in his presence, having him ask over and over again, and I quote, "Is it pink?" Also asking him inappropriate questions on camera.
You like get play? Like, do you get girls?
Sorry, repeat that?
Like, do you get girls? Like,
You think I get because of what you do?
Like, guys, I am truly not trying to be a prude, but this is an underage kid and you are an OF creator. Am I the only one who finds this incredibly disgusting? I understand that some siblings are just super close and talk to each other about this kind of stuff, but keep in mind, this is solely to promote her OF content. But anyway, not only does she do all that I just mentioned, but she also shares videos of him acting out, yelling, getting upset, deliberately portraying him in a negative light just for views. Does she not realize that he cannot consent to his digital footprint? It's bad enough when parents exploit their children online, but for a sister, someone who should be his ally doing it is even worse. She is creating a permanent online record of him in his vulnerable moments, sharing a narrative that makes her look like the victim while making him look bad. This will follow him forever, all for her own gain.
That's literally just not true. You're literally known as the biggest bop on the internet. Everyone calls you.
Calm down a little bit. Be nicer to her.
Why would I be nice to her?
Because we're filming right now. We don't.
I don't give a we're filming.
She's your sister.
We're gonna catch the real person right here.
You want to talk about the real person?
Yeah.
This is the real you.
This is the real
posting
shit.
Bro,
you don't know this either.
I'm posting this shit because this is literally who you are.
This is literally
this
who
is how
I
you
am.
treat
You
people.
made
No,
me like this.
You're entitled.
This is about to get heated.
No, bro. This is who you are. This how you act, your entitlement. This is who you are. So yeah, that just got. Are you recording?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's recording. So
All right.
that's what.
Okay. No. Yeah. Post that because this is the real person.
I'm literally posting. Go.
Post it. Go.
I realize that it might sound like I'm coming down a bit hard on Camila in this video, and ultimately I recognize that the blame should fall on the parents, not solely on her. But the reason why I'm highlighting her actions is that I feel she's receiving a lot of undeserved praise from people who admire her for being tough on Ash, asking difficult questions, pushing back, and holding her accountable. I just want to offer another perspective. While I do appreciate that Camila is holding Ash accountable to some extent, Camila isn't exactly in a position to criticize others for things like exploitation or using her kids for content. It's like one of those right message, wrong messenger situations. Now, I don't want it to seem like I'm criticizing Camila more than Ash. Ash is low-hanging fruit. We already know she's a bad mom, and I've made plenty of videos calling her out. But as far as I'm concerned, they both deserve some pushback. We can disapprove of Ash's parenting and want her to face consequences, while also acknowledging that Camila is doing some of the same things. Maybe not as bad, but still really freaking gross. Okay, so honestly, this next part of the interview really rubbed me the wrong way because I get that Camila may have had good intentions, but I just cannot get behind her attitude. The way she acts all high and mighty, saying like, oh, I'm gonna buy them a bed. I'm gonna buy them a bed. And she says it multiple times throughout this interview. Like, yes, buying them a bed is a nice gesture, obviously. But girl, you made, like she says she made over $60,000 from this interview. And you're actively exploiting these girls right now on your so-called podcast. So I'm sorry, but buying them a bed is the least you can do. I get that you didn't pay Ash and you don't owe anything to Ash. I understand that. But these girls, they can't consent to this. They cannot give informed consent. So by you exploiting them on your podcast, that's the least you could do is buy them a bed. I just feel like it's kind of the bare minimum at this point, but let me know what you guys think. Oh, I have chocolate sitting here still from Valentine's Day. Have you guys ever had this chocolate? It's like the best that exists ever.
Question. Do you have beds?
Well, I don't live with my mom.
But at your mom's house?
No.
I'm going to Zelle you.
I don't know why
I'm going
Ash
to
thinks
give
that's
you money.
so funny.
I want a bed, 2 mattresses, 2 of them. I want a headboard and 2 nightstands. I'm going to order that before you leave this house today. And I'm going to insert the clip of...
She never inserts the clip of the receipt.
The receipt.
There's a story behind that, okay?
Please tell me why your children don't have beds. Yes.
Because my mom was actually going to go look at a furniture store. Because I don't go anywhere publicly at all.
Because you're just that bitch.
Literally. No, like I really don't. Like, if I go out, I'm gonna get noticed.
Yeah, no.
And if I don't have my security guard, I'm not going anywhere. Period. My mom actually told me 2 weeks ago. She was like, or my dad said that. He told my mom to go to a furniture store and I would give him my card info because here's my card. I have money. But
yes, she's rich.
No, I'm not.
She can show you the motherfucking Louis.
But
receipts,
literally. But she never did that. So, and then, I mean, like she said, she doesn't stay with me. I'm about to move because everything's just getting crazy. And so, and I don't have a guy to come build it, but hopefully I can get somebody.
I'll pay for
to come build it.
I'll pay for it. Y'all are gonna have 2 mattresses. You're gonna have a whole 9. Okay, we're gonna do a room makeover. I'm being for real. I'm gonna insert the receipt from IKEA, whatever you want. I'll let you pick it out.
Well, thank you, but
no,
She doesn't. Anyways, you see how Camila's like, oh, I'm going to buy them the bed. Insert the receipt clip right here. She never inserts any proof, anything, which is fine. She doesn't owe Ash anything, but stop acting all high and mighty like you're going to do this and saying that you're going to insert the clip and you don't insert it. Just don't say anything then. So guys, I was thinking about this and it finally clicked. I finally realized why this whole buying the bed situation rubbed me the wrong way so badly. A lot of people are arguing that the reason why Camila offered to buy Ash's daughters their beds is because she wanted to prove to Ash how easy it was to just get them beds. They claim that she wanted to call out Ash's endless excuses because if we remember, first she claimed she was going to buy them a bed, then she said she didn't have anybody to help her go get the bed and a man to set it up for her. Then she said she was going to buy them a bed for Christmas, or it was going to get there before Christmas, she said.
I'm going to buy them a bed for Christmas, but I'm going to get it before Christmas.
And now she's claiming that she's too famous to go to furniture stores. She just gets recognized everywhere she goes, so she can't go out in public and buy them beds. And many believe that Camila was just trying to expose how effortless this would be, especially given how much Ash claims to have made. But here's the thing, why this rubbed me the wrong way so bad and left me feeling grossed out. Throughout the interview, Camila reiterated several times that she would be buying Ash's daughter beds. She also claimed that she was going to provide receipts on the screen, and she never did. She made a big, huge deal about sending money for the beds, and in the end, she never sent it. And while I do believe she fully intended on buying the beds, I don't think it was done with good or honorable intentions. In these next clips, I'm going to show you a pattern of Camila's. She has a habit of doing things for people only to use it as leverage against them later. We saw how she tried to buy off her little brother earlier in this video, throwing money at him, in my opinion, to silence him about the bullying he's facing. That's the kind of disgusting behavior I can't stand. Buying things for people only to use it over their head or as a weapon later on. It makes it feel extremely disingenuous, like it was never about kindness, but rather about control. In this next clip, you'll see her throwing out things that she's either done or paid for in her little brother's face, listing off her acts of kindness, and though some people claim that these are scripted, you can hear it in her tone. This is a reoccurring pattern. In many of her videos, she constantly brings up how much money she spends on people and how she tries to buy people's silence.
Just pay him like cash. Get him a car. You want a car? You want me to pay for you to get on the varsity team?
So even if some of this is exaggerated, there is still some truth behind it.
Okay, well, if you think I'm not a f***ing entrepreneur, let's go band for band. For band? Let's go band for band. I bought dad a f***ing car. I'm about to pay off mom's f***ing mortgage. I'll pay for your f***ing college. You don't think that's a f***ing entrepreneur? Then I don't know what the f*** is.
That's just using your money
that I make through the business of OnlyFans.
So here she goes again, listing off things she's either bought or done for her little brother, but the real question is, why does this even need to be on camera? What is the point of filming this all and posting it to your social media? Because it's starting to feel like it's more about praise than it is about the gesture itself.
You say I'm a bad sister, but like, I took you to Greece. I took you on a yacht to watch the 4th of July fireworks. Like, after all, how can you call me a piece of sister?
You think all that's gonna make you a better sister? All you care about, is about the materialistic things. I just want my sister back. I want my sister back. That's all.
And if you guys thought that this was just a pattern with her little brother and her family, you would be wrong, because here she is Doing the same thing with Girl Scouts? First of all, why are you filming kids that aren't even yours? Because I have a hard time believing that you got their parents' consent to record them and post it to your social media where you post OF content. So that's a little weird in itself. I mean, how would you guys feel if a porn star recorded your kids working at a Girl Scout booth and posted it to her social media where she also posts spicy content and links to her OF account? And let's be real, it's probably followed by mostly men, many predators. I don't know. I guess I just have a real problem with recording kids that are not yours, that are yours as well. I guess I just have a problem with posting kids, period. But aside from all of that, she's posting about giving the Girl Scouts $300 and it just screams performative charity. You know, the people that only do good deeds when the camera is rolling. We all know the people that will give out food on Skid Row, will donate their clothes, but only if they can post about it. Everything has to be broadcasted for attention with her, which is the same energy I got from the whole bed situation. It gives off the vibe that she never does anything generous unless she can post about it. Do I think that she was actually planning on getting the beds? Yes, but only because it makes her look good. And surprisingly, Ash called her out on this, saying that Camila was only doing this for clout, and a lot of people had a problem with that, saying that Camila doesn't need the clout, she wouldn't do that for clout because she doesn't need it. And I don't think it's that simple. Don't get me wrong, I don't agree with Ash on anything, and I think she's an absolutely horrible mom. But to say that Camila doesn't need the clout is just simply not true. Otherwise, she wouldn't be using her little brother to promote her OF content. I don't necessarily think it was about clout in the traditional sense. Camila's already getting enough attention from the podcast, but it feels like one of those weird, twisted things that she does. Maybe it's something internal, like she needs to feel like she's the hero, but whatever it is, she is constantly filming herself doing good deeds or doing things for others. And honestly, this is just something that she needs to work through. But filming kids without their consent just to flex a donation, girl, be for real. That's embarrassing.
Oh my goodness. I hope that helps you guys. Oh my goodness, yes.
Have a good one.
Of course.
And guys, this just might be the most embarrassing one yet because it is Christmas and she has gathered her whole family around to show off the presents and talk about how much money she spent on them. She's forcing all of her family members to hold up their gifts to the camera, claiming that she spent $70,000 on Christmas gifts. Yet in another video, she said that she spent $100,000 on Christmas gifts. So which is it, girl? But like, how awkward and uncomfortable must that have been for them? Like, why are you doing this to your family? You are using them like some sort of prop to hype you up and make you look like such a hero for buying all these gifts. It's not generosity, it's weird, it's performative, and it's honestly just cringe.
I have my beautiful family here. I'm going to show you guys what I got them and how I spoil them. So let's get into it. I got my cousin a Bose speaker, a
PS5, and what else? The gaming chair. Oh, I got him a Secret Labs Game of Thrones gaming chair, and then, oh, and a Bose headset.
Okay, so you guys get the point. It's incredibly awkward. She goes around in a circle to each one of her family members, makes them take out their gifts, holds it up to the camera, all so they can thank her and she can get her ass kissed on the internet just the way she likes. Well, here she is yet again showing off to the internet that she bought her mom a car, and yes, it's pink. Okay, so you guys get the point. I honestly have so many more, and I could have shared so many more clips of her doing the same thing, but I feel like you guys can start to see a pattern here. The bottom line is she does not buy things for people or do things out of the kindness of her heart or out of genuine generosity. It always feels like there's a catch with her, whether it's to hold it over their heads, to use it as leverage against them later, to make herself look good online for either praise, attention, clout. Maybe it's even to make people feel like they owe her something in return. And if you look at the clips that I've shown, it is a clear pattern. She buys really nice, extravagant, over-the-top gifts for people and then either throws it in their face, brags about it online, uses it against them, or even throws it in their face while she's filming it to post online. And this is exactly what it felt like she was trying to do with the Ash interview. She kept claiming over and over again that she was going to buy them beds. She was yelling about it. She reiterated several times. She posted about it on her social media. And then in the end, she never even ended up buying the beds. Now, to be fair, it's not really on her because Ash is ultimately the one that decided to say no, that she didn't want Camila to buy the beds for her because she felt like Camila was doing it for clout since they started bickering and arguing with each other. But people were so quick to defend Camila, saying that she didn't need it for clout. And my point is not whether Camila was intending to buy the beds or not, because like I said, I do believe that she did intend to buy them. But again, I don't think she had good or noble intentions behind it. And honestly, to say that she didn't need the clout is just crazy, because I mean, even people that have all the clout in the world still somehow want more clout. Clout is a hell of a drug. So yeah, I just wanted to include some clips to point out that yes, I do believe it was partially for clout and at the very least for praise and attention. I forgot to point out, but I'm sure you guys saw it, that Ash just laughs at the most inappropriate times. It's crazy. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys one more clip. We went over in previous videos that the girl's, Ash's daughter's father passed away. And Ash was all over the internet being extremely disrespectful about that, saying, F my baby daddy, F my baby daddy. Oh, sorry, mine's dead.
Fuck my baby daddy. Fuck my baby daddy. Oh, mine's dead.
So just keep that in mind in this next clip where she is yet again being extremely disrespectful to her daughters, just being completely insensitive. So basically this next clip is one of the daughters talking about how their mother is jealous of them. And she turns around with the mic and looks at Ash and says, do you have anything to say about that? And then passes her the mic.
You have something to say about that?
Oh, do I have?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, you know, I would have had over 1 million and something
Woulda,
followers.
coulda, shoulda, girl. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
But
She
then
got
they
a
did that
million.
mass unfollowing, and then they took my account. So of course,
You hear
but no,
that?
I
That
am
sounds
very. No, it does not. I am very proud of her though. Like I bought her a Gucci purse when for her was it 900K or 800K?
A Gucci purse, guys.
Purse. Like what 15-year-old literally?
Not my ass. I had Barbies.
Exactly. My
Barbies didn't even have a Gucci purse.
Exactly. So it's like, you know, I'm not jealous of her. I'm blessed to be able to give her the life that I've always wanted as a little girl. And now that I can give it to her without...
That's the life you've always wanted as a little girl, is a Gucci purse. I don't know any children that are like, oh, the life, I just want to be able to have a Gucci purse. Kids don't care about that. That's what's so amazing about kids, is that they don't care. They may be materialistic in the sense where they want princess stuff and toys and a castle and dolls and all this stuff, but they don't care about designer and Gucci bags and all that shit. Like, they do not care.
There could be, though, like, for example, I have a younger brother, and we grew up very differently. Like, I grew up in a very different financial situation than my brother. And there were times where, like, I as a sibling would just be envious of how it felt like my brother's life was a little bit easier than mine growing up, because we're, like, almost 7 years apart. So it's like my parents' financial situation when I was growing up was very different than when my brother was growing up. So it could be, that could be a possibility where she didn't grow up like that. So seeing you grow up and it's a completely different situation. Of course, you always want better for your kids, but girl, that might be a little fun, you know. Taking accountability is where you first take the step up.
I mean, hey, the internet's going to say
Because
what
where
they
was your
want.
Gucci bag at 15?
You know what? I might have not had a Gucci bag, but I had their dad, okay? At 15, so.
Diabolical. Diabolical.
We were dating after.
Look at the poor daughter. She's putting her hand on her mom, like trying to get her to stop, because she knows how embarrassing this is.
14. I met their dad when I was a teenager.
Just so disgusting and embarrassing. So honestly, guys, this whole situation was just one big fat exploitative mess. And of course, just like with anything else involving Ash, the drama did not stop after the interview. It only got worse. So I guess after the interview, Ash thought everything was all fine. Everything was well and good. until the interview went live and she saw that it was titled like the worst mom or the most hated mom on TikTok or something like that. The worst mom on TikTok, sorry. And I think that's when Ash finally realized that she wasn't in on the joke. And that's when she flipped out saying that she was going to sue them. She was going to sue Camila.
I ain't gonna believe this one.
Camilla made $60,000 and I didn't get nothing out of it, so you know what? She will be hearing from my people.
So if I'm correct, Ash Trevino is now threatening lawyers. I'm kind of confused because what the fuck are you suing me for? I don't know what you would be suing me for. There was a very clear agreement that I'd pay for your hotel and stuff and you would just come to the podcast. And then now you want to sit here and claim that, like, I don't know what the Bop House even was. If I knew she was going to ask these questions, like, blah, blah, blah. She made all this money, like, now I'm going to sue her. I'm so sorry, y'all, but 3 lawsuits in 3 months is crazy. Like, that's crazy to me. Not to mention, I think you need money to sue, so good luck with that. And since everyone wants to send me a cease and desist, maybe I'll just hop on the wave. Maybe I'll just call up my attorney and be like, yo, this bitch will not shut up about me. So, we'll see what happens. But I'm over people trying to sue me, so Ash Trevino, look out. Maybe you'll get something in your email.
And she was also pissed that Camila made over $60,000. These are her words. And she didn't make a dime. But I'm sorry, girlie. These are the types of things that need to be negotiated beforehand. And if Ash had 2 brain cells to rub together, she would have gotten her manager to negotiate all of this for her before she even got on that flight.
Camilla made $60,000 and I didn't get nothing out of it, so you know what? She will be hearing from my people.
Honestly, guys, this just shows how stupid Ash is, that she is literally the most hated person on TikTok, and she's not even gonna go. She's gonna do her first interview ever and not even get paid for it. What? And guys, if you think I'm being too hard on Ash by calling her stupid, this next clip will prove my point. A friend actually sent me this clip of Ash getting pranked by a creator on TikTok about being offered a Netflix show, and Ash completely fell for it. This is exactly what I'm talking about. If Ash were smarter, she would be having her manager handle things like this for her. Like, somebody offers you a show on Netflix, and instead of asking any details about it, what the show is going to be about, you immediately accept it while you're on live, of all things. I mean, she's not even verifying anything. An actual professional, like she pretends to be, would keep something like that private until all the details were locked in, contracts were signed, and everything was solidified. That way, you don't end up looking like a fool, a liar, or just somebody who can't be taken seriously. But with Ash, everything is so unprofessional. She spills everything on live, handles contracts by herself, and yet claims to have a manager. If she really had one, they'd be the one dealing with these offers, dealing with contracts, getting the details, making sure everything is legitimate before she announces anything. Anyways, guys, it just proves like how brain rotted she actually is. Like, Netflix is just gonna call you and be like, hey girl, you got a show, do you want it? Yeah, okay, bye. That is not the way these things work. What do you, oh my God, I can't.
Hey Ash, we have some exciting news for you. We just booked you a show with Netflix.
Oh my God!
So sorry it's so late, but I wanted to call you and give you that exciting information, and I'll call you in the morning with more details.
Oh my God, okay, thank you so much.
No worries, talk to you in the morning.
Alrighty, bye.
Bye.
Shit, if you get a show on Netflix, that means I can be fucking James Bond. Jesus Christ. Paula, baby.
So that means that I won't go home till like next week, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. So I can just like schedule around everything. Okay.
It's just so funny because she tries to act all big and bad. Like, she has a manager. She's having people sign NDAs. She has her team of security. She wants to act like she's a freaking Kardashian, but yet she doesn't have anybody to negotiate deals with her, help explain contracts to her, nothing. Otherwise, she would have made some money from this interview, and she didn't. So what does that tell you? Ash, why aren't you making money? You're having people sign NDAs. You have a manager. You have your security. Why aren't you getting that bag? Because she's stupid. That's why. So like I said, Ash doesn't ever do any research about the things she's doing. She's now claiming that she didn't know what the Bop House was before she went. She just heard of it because her teenage daughter was a fan. So you're telling me you took your 2 teenage daughters to a place that you didn't even know about? She didn't do any research, ask any questions, look this place up, ask for payment, nothing. She just flies herself and her 2 teenage daughters all the way to Florida to a place she knows nothing about, like a goofy ass, and then has the nerve to complain about it afterwards. And now she's trying to act all professional, carrying around these janky ass, stapled together NDAs, claiming that she's gonna have everyone that she collabs with sign them like she's some sort of attorney or something. Like, how professional is that? It's cute though that you're trying to act hard so people take you seriously, but I mean, come on, we all know this is just a big joke. And allegedly Ash Trevino isn't even her real name, which is the name on the NDA, so technically all those NDAs would be null and void. So nice one on that. And this next clip is just so funny because people are asking her if she leaked the Bop House address, and she's just like, I would never do that. I would never do something like that. And it's like, girl, yes, you would. You've literally leaked every single address you've ever stayed at. Every Airbnb, your tia's house, every club, every event, your house. But anyways, this next clip, it's a little long, but it's crucial to understand how we got here because you really have to see her mentality and just how dumb she is, how much she doesn't look into things, how gullible she is. It's actually dangerous, and how much she just takes everything at face value. Normally that would be kind of endearing, though again dangerous, but considering that she's just a horrible person, also being dumb, it's just like, do you have any redeeming qualities? And I'm not saying that being dumb is endearing, but I know a lot of gullible people. They're funny. I love them. It's fun to mess with them, and I guess, you know, it can be cute, but with her, it's just like, girl, it's to the point where it's like, you're dangerous. You are a danger to yourself and your children. Like, she's literally claiming she just trusted her teenage daughters about going to the Bop House without knowing anything about it, which honestly, I don't believe for a second. I think she fully knew what the Bop House was before going. She's just trying to save her ass. But I fully believe she knew exactly where she was going. I think she intentionally planned this for reasons that we'll get into towards the end of this video. But anyways, in the second half of this clip is where she's talking about having people sign NDAs, and I just had to include that because I figured you guys would get a kick out of it, just as I did, because she's like, honestly, I'm gonna have people sign NDAs from now on. To be honest, you guys, I'm gonna have my hairdresser sign an NDA. Just like, girl, who do you think you are? Nobody takes you seriously. But anyways, I just figured you guys would get a kick out of this, so enjoy.
You know what the Bop House was, you guys? My kids were just big fans of them, so I was like, you know what, let me make their dream come true. Let me take them to the Bop House with Camilla, because my daughter knew who Camilla was. I didn't even know it was like the Bop House. I thought it was just Camilla's house. Well, then we get to Fort Lauderdale, and my daughter's like, oh, we're gonna go to the Bop House. I'm like, the Bop House? Okay. You know? Okay. I listened to a 15-year-old. Okay. So then we go to the Bop House, and yeah, now they're saying that I leaked their address. Bro, that's one thing I would never do. Okay? I'm not that type of person. First off, I should have put them on an NDA because now they're talking about me. They should have all signed NDAs. Let me show you something real quick. Hold on. Carry these everywhere with me, okay? These are my NDAs. You see? Non-disclosure and confidentiality agreement. Okay? And then it says right here, this is between whatever, January 15th, 2025, and between Ashley Trevino and the individual disclosing party and so-and-so as the individual part. So right here, I carry my NDAs with me, okay? Legit NDAs, okay? And I literally should have had them freaking sign this, and I didn't. Don't be trusted. I know. Now I learned that, girl, to be honest. So tomorrow I do have a collab, and before I do the collab, they're going to sign one of these. They're going to sign one of these, and they are going to sign a contract too. And to be honest, you guys, hold on, let me flip you.
And to be honest, I also have I'm gonna start having my hair and makeup artist sign those too. So if you're my hair and makeup artist, you will be signing an NDA before we collab. So yes, people will be starting to sign NDAs, to be honest. So yes, I will have an NDA signed for everybody. If you want to collab or anything, you're gonna have to start signing an NDA. Because I'm not gonna just like collab with anybody no more.
So then, guys, Ash decided to extend their stay and put it on Camila's dime.
She messaged me and was like, hey, do you mind if I extend my flight to stay longer? No, I don't mind because I could extend the flight for free, right? That's all she asked me. She did it anyway. She extended the flight to wherever. I don't know when the hell she stayed till. And then automatically calls the front desk to the Ritz-Carlton and just books an extra night, books an extra 2 nights. I don't even know how many nights she stayed. And then texts me to pay for it. Babe, you literally sat on my podcast talking about you have some budget, you have your kids don't have beds, and you were asking me to pay for an extra night. What happened to budget? What happened to you having security? What happened to all that? Babe, you want to flex, you're rich, pay for your night at the Ritz-Carlton.
So now Ash and Camila are beefing online. Ash is talking shit about Camila, saying that she's going to sue her and how she should have had her sign an NDA. Camila is talking shit about Ash. But what I found so crazy is just right after this interview wrapped up, I think like a couple of days later, maybe even like a day later, the Bop House gets broken into. And Camila actually posted a TikTok blaming Ash because we all know that Ash leaks the address of everywhere she goes. And she is the CEO of doxing herself.
Blame this on Ash Trevino, to be honest with you. She had to have leaked the address. I don't know if y'all peeped.
She did?
I mean, I would put it past her.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this did have something to do with Ash because we know everywhere she goes, she leaks the address. So why would this be any different? But are we really shocked by any of this though, guys? Like, I always say that every time somebody is involved with Ash, shortly after, they are bound to have a falling out. And that is exactly what happened here, just as predicted, right on time, right on schedule. Ash and Camila start beefing just like I suspected. Now, the craziest thing, though, and the beef that I didn't see coming, the beef that I was completely blindsided by, was the beef between Ash and her own daughter. Because now Ash's daughter is saying that she's going to expose her mom as soon as she turns 18 years old.
Anyway, so y'all know how I'm 51 backwards? Trust, when I'm 81 backwards, I will say everything I need to say, guys. So, yeah. I can't say it right now, obviously. My mom's gonna get mad at me. That's too long, I know, it's 3 years. You're her girl, because, I mean, she's my mom. Obviously, I'm scared of my mom.
And guys, this was Ash's reaction to her own freaking daughter.
There's nothing to expose, baby girl. And then she blocked me on TikTok because I was telling her to get off live last night. But what is she going to expose? All the CPS cases have been closed. There's nothing my daughter can expose when she's 18. I want to see what she has to expose because that would be so amazing. I want to know what she needs to expose. I really do want to know.
Guys, this whole situation is a mess, but I mean, when is Ash's life not a mess? I just find it so interesting that Ash has literally always said that she would never do any interviews or anything like that. And the one time she finally decides to speak publicly and do an actual sit-down interview, it's with an OF creator involving her kids. I can't help but think that this was a strategic move on Ash's part, or at least she hoped it would be. Because although Ash is quite dumb, I think deep down she knows that everyone's obsession with her and that her spotlight is fading fairly quick. And so I feel like she is stressing to figure out what her next chapter is going to be now that people are losing interest in her. I mean, Just in my videos alone, you can even see that people were so obsessed with her at the beginning. And now every time I post an Ash video, it gets like half the amount of views that it normally would. So I can only imagine what her views and her income looks like. So I think by doing this interview at the Bop House, she was hoping that maybe Camila would introduce her to that world, or maybe even do a collab with her, maybe introduce her to some other OF girls, film some content together. But I think she did this specifically at the Bop House because she is planning to do OF in her next chapter, in my opinion. Because I do believe that is where Ash will eventually end up. She doesn't have a formal education. She doesn't know anything about creating content. She creates the shittiest content. I mean, come on. She does battles on TikTok Live, for God's sake. She doesn't know how to edit videos. She doesn't really know how to do much. So I think in her mind, she is planning on OF being her next source of income, which in my opinion is why she ultimately agreed to do this Bop House interview. And I'm glad that Camila pressed her and didn't allow Ash to spew her nonsense without holding her accountable. And even though I'm not necessarily the biggest Camila fan, I do think she did a good job on this interview, aside from having Ash's kids there, of course. I think the questions were fine. I think the pushback that she gave Ash was great. But it would have been so much better if her children didn't have to sit there and endure all of that on a channel that is viewed by mostly men. As I said, this was incredibly dangerous considering the demographic that tunes in to the content on this channel. I truly just feel so bad for Ash's daughters because for us, this is just crazy online drama. It's like a novella that we keep up with, right? But for Ash's daughters, this is their reality. They have to live this nightmare 24/7 for real. So ultimately, I guess I just really hope that they get the help that they need, because they are undoubtedly going to need a lot of therapy if they ever get the chance to escape their mother. I mean, because right now they do not seem very confident or happy at all. And that's what's really heartbreaking. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I know everyone is so sick and tired of hearing the same old recap, which is why I really didn't want to go over it again. I didn't even want to cover this much, but I figured I'm the one who got us all into this mess, and I didn't want to leave y'all hanging. I have to pull through and at least cover somewhat of it for you guys. You're welcome. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you wouldn't mind dropping me a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.